this is the attic access that I went in, and I walked around up in there, and everything looks good in there. The only thing I would recommend there is additional insulation.
Okay.
We got about 6 inches of insulation up there. That's the only thing I would recommend there. The panel checked out, took the cover off. There's no, I know you wanted me to check for Chinese drywall. There's no indicators of Chinese drywall there, or in the receptacles that I checked are switches, I mean the copper. So it's clean as far as Chinese drywall goes. This is obviously a repair that has been done at some point in time, but this should be painted to keep it from rotting, because this is a big area that rots. That's why it's necessary to paint it. Wouldn't leave it like that.
Do you know what would have incited the repair?
They rot down
okay.
here because of water.
Okay.
It's typical.
Okay.
Okay, and then going on out to the driveway, you've got these cracks here, which are typical cracks. There's two kinds of cracks. Typical cracks, settling cracks. These are typical cracks. They happen on pretty much all driveways. Once they're 5, 6, 7 years old, you're going to start seeing some of these cracks. Where they become a problem is if they start to become displaced, and you can see a little bit that's going on here. It's very necessary to seal the cracks, to fill them and seal them, because if you don't, they will start becoming displaced, and like this chunk here will break out of it or something like that. So it's very important to keep them sealed. They're going to happen. That's just part of concrete driveways in Florida with the sand under them.
But that's an easy fix, right? Just get cement filler, sealer.
That's why it's referred to as a typical crack, because it's not really any big deal. You can probably walk around here and 90% of the homes have them.
Okay.
The AC unit is working fine. I checked the vents in there. The difference is called the differential. It's the temperature between what's going in and what's coming out, and it's 18 degrees. For it to show that the system is operating properly, it has to be between 14 and 22. So it's 18, so it's right in the middle.
Okay.
So it's working fine. This is one thing that needs to be fixed. This insulation has come off the refrigerant line. That needs to be put back on.
Okay.
The data label back here is faded. The only thing I could get off of it was the serial number.
Okay.
But the system itself is working fine. And then you've got some more typical cracking here and down here. Now this has been filled once, you can tell. It's been filled once. On the stucco, typical cracking on stucco is the step cracking. And I'll show you a place down here. But it's where it goes along the block like this. I'm sure you've probably seen that. This is, I'm not going to say it's a big concern. Something that I would definitely monitor. I'd seal it, paint it, monitor it. And there's some of the windows need some caulking. I've got that I've got all this in my report as well, so he's going to see all this there. You got another little crack there. And see, this is more along the line of the step cracking there. And that's very typical on stucco. If it hasn't been painted within 4 or 5 years, it's probably going to start showing some step cracking. Most cases. And this is typical from the crack in the corner here. And see, this is again the step cracking. All of the exterior receptacles are tied to the garage GFCI breaker. So if they trip, if you're not getting power out of them, go to the garage, that breaker's probably tripped. These cracks are typical, once again, of settling. It's where the sand's just settled underneath it, and that happens. All the windows, screens, everything worked fine. You can see right here where it cracked. It's been sealed. Not very good, I will say, but nonetheless, it's been sealed. And that's about it. Very clean. The house is very clean. Really nothing to speak of is wrong with it.
Okay. Which bathroom was it that you said the drain was draining
The
slow?
master bathroom, the tub drains very slowly.
Okay, so we probably just need to get some Drano.
It's probably just hair or something down in it.
Okay.
I mean, all the other sinks and everything else drain perfect. It's just that one.
And you ran a test on all of the appliances as well?
Yep, all
Okay.
except for the dishwasher. When someone's living in a property, I don't run the dishwasher.
Okay.
But everything else was tested. Everything is working.